Sick. Welcome along, guys. A little bit of a different episode today. We're going to title this one Whiskey and Wods.
It's the Whiskey and Wods episode.
So it's still yarns with Beef and Matt. I'm Matt.
And I'm Beef still.
Got the OG angle. If you've watched episode 1, this was the setup.
This is an evening shoot though, so we've got a bit of mood lighting.
Yeah,
for
hope you guys enjoy it. If you're watching it, this is for you.
And if you're not watching it, go get our YouTube ratings up.
Yeah. Go click play. You don't have to watch it. Just click play. This episode, we talked about it at the first episode we did, why we wanted to do a podcast. And other than the obvious sort of CrossFit, mental health kind of yarns that you guys would have been hearing anyway, it's just an excuse for me and Beef to catch up, man. Have a yarn. We shared that we love CrossFit, but we also love a cheeky whiskey. So
don't mind if I do.
So and it's also humanizing us a little bit and showing that yes, I'm quite into fitness and we are into that fitness world and health and well-being. But it's okay to have a whiskey, man. Have a drink.
100%.
Take a load off.
I'd say we'd utilize it to recap some of the episodes as well. Maybe some of our biggest takeaways. This is fully off the cuff. We got no show notes. I'm running a timer for the camera, but we can recap some of the episodes, but at the same time, when we have guests on, we like to highlight the guest. It's not about us. Whereas this, we can delve a bit more into our own personal lives if we feel it. If the whiskey's singing.
Whatever comes up. So if that's not a bit of you, if you only follow our journey to listen to the people we have on, completely understand. We have some amazing guests on. But this is just going to be Beef and I talking some shit and letting it go. So if that's not you, you can still keep listening. Okay? Because we need the views.
You may enjoy this. You don't know.
But I just want to start by saying a massive shout out to the guests that have come on.
100%.
When we started this, we thought the biggest issue would be getting guests. But we would message them. Literally, this is, some trade secrets here. Message them on Instagram, and they reply, and every single guest has said yes without hesitation. Keen as to get on board. Let's do it. And I think we'll start it with Bailey Martin because he was guest number 1. He got that ball rolling. So
I mean, I remember when we first started discussing the idea of doing a podcast. It was just an idea. We straight away, Bailey, if you're listening, we're like, we got to get Bailey Martin on.
Yeah, 100%.
He was one of the go-to guests from the beginning when this was just in its infancy, and we were just like, he's coming up in the CrossFit world. We could see what was going to happen. We didn't know it was this year, but we're glad it was this year, and we pulled the trigger on this, and we got to have a good conversation with him, which was really good timing for us.
We're not just trying to blow smoke up his ass either.
No,
he was
genuinely
the number 1 target. We wanted to get Bailey on before anyone else got him on because we know how good of an athlete he is.
Yeah,
we're we could be semi-biased, but we live in New Zealand. We've watched him compete, coming up from a youngster to where he is now. He's gonna be amazing. He already is amazing, and he's only going to go better. So for him to come on was massive. To tell a bit of his story, what he wants to achieve going forward is going to be good. And he's one to watch at the games this year for sure. He is not, my eyes, he's not just a semi-final athlete. He is the real deal and has potential to be the real deal. So
But on the chat with Bailey, it was pretty enlightening. We were not baiting, but we definitely wanted to expand sort of what the show has to offer by asking him a couple hard questions. We didn't get too much out of him, but that's fair. It was, fun fact, that was his first ever podcast as well.
That was cool.
And the same with Danny. It was Danny Ford's first ever podcast, which was it's pretty cool to have that shared experience. We're only just we don't know what we're doing. So it was pretty cool to share that with them and sort of break the ice with it a little bit with people who also are on similar page to us.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, like you said, we did try to ask some harder questions with Bailey. I think he gave some good answers. Trying to dive into the mindset of a teenage athlete is good. He's got first-hand experience of it. Yeah, so it was good to get his sort of insight onto what it was like to be a teenage athlete and then coming through to where he is now as an NBA athlete.
He competed at the highest level as a teenager.
Yeah.
So that's about as much experience as you can get.
And also on that, sorry we kept bringing up how when we asked you to plug, you just said follow me on Instagram. We just, we didn't have that many. We still don't have that many guests. So we were always going to use you an example, and you just gave us a platform, Bailey. So
yeah.
I hope you all followed him on Instagram, because if you haven't, we'll put a link in.
Bailey Martin Athlete. I'll plug it here.
Yeah. Boop, boop. Yeah. There it is, right here. You're watching.
Should we hold it?
Yeah. Nah. It's weird. You hold it on your own, mate.
Fucking sweet as.
So cheers, Bailey, for being our first guest. Great story. Go listen to that one. And then
this is gonna have a lot of thank yous. Thank you to Danny.
Well,
also.
I think we are 6 episodes in, and the guests that we've had on, did not need to take time out of their day to make this sort of passion project happen, and they haven't said no. They've been more than keen, more than willing to come on, tell us their story. So the thank yous are so in order. Like, this is a dream of ours, and it's been able to happen.
It was just extra special because Danny lives in Auckland. If you don't know, that's an hour
Danny
30,
Ford. Yep.
an hour 40 from here. So it is a bit of a trip. It's not just like 10-minute drive up the road, come have a chat with you guys. That was awesome for us. Unlucky she went to the wrong place.
Yeah.
So that hour and 40-minute drive turned into what, 3.5 hours?
I think what is cool about that is that we said, with the New Zealand athletes, living here. I know New Zealand gets portrayed as a small place. It still, requires a bit of logistics to come and go. But we said to the New Zealand athletes, we do want to do some in-person ones. And without hesitation, she said, yep, I'll come down. No stress. Went to the wrong address, as we've already picked up on. And if you go watch the episode, we touch on that a bit more, but it was so funny. And the fact that she still detoured, which put another 90 minutes on the journey to come down, sit down, have a yarn, was pretty cool. So,
and behind the scenes, then finished our conversation and went to work.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. What she does for work as well. So, just to keep the train going. Thank you, Danny Ford, for that.
Thanks, Danny.
Really good. And it was a really cool chat with her as well.
Yeah.
What she does outside of CrossFit, a firefighter, these stuff that make her tick and that kind of stuff. Battling through injury with her Torium Pro experience. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. And she had some good insight from a female's perspective, as the only female we've had on so far.
Yeah, so far. Yeah.
We are actually speaking to Emily DeRoy tomorrow, but you'll already know that because I'll probably release this after that episode.
Yeah.
But
we're not sure when this episode is going to come out as more of a bonus episode.
Actually, to touch on that, we want the Whiskey and Wods to be additional, so this is not going to take over the weekly releases on the episodes.
Yeah.
Matt said that from the get-go. I mean, he's really driven this a lot harder than me. Put my ass into gear, because I remember he's like, I got the gear, and I was like, mean, fucking, cool, that's sick. And he's like, what are you up to next week? I was like, oh shit.
I think I just want to make a special shout out. He's actually in the room now. He's not going to say any noise, but the bro Tyler, we might put his Instagram up. We don't know. One of my oldest and dearest friends. I grew up with this man. I've known him for 16, 17 years. We also talked about doing a podcast, and we're doing that separately. But we went halves on the gear, down the middle to make all this happen.
Yeah.
And then also just go ahead and use it for your thing as well is massive. So,
thank you, bro. Like this isn't possible without Tyler.
So yeah, big ups to Tyler. He's off camera now. We're definitely going to put up a photo of him. All right.
And we'll plug the other podcast too.
Well, you can,
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, sure. We'll put over a link to that one. Different chat. Really good chat. But I don't want to get too off topic here.
But yeah, like I was saying, he's driven us from the get-go. He's like, what are you up to next week? I was like, shit. Okay. And then on the phone conversations, he's like, I want to release episodes weekly. Like, that's the goal. Was it achievable? We didn't know. Like, we didn't have a single guest lined up. The only chat we had lined up was between us. We didn't know whether anyone would be interested in listening to it. So there's been a bit of anxiety around setting this up and whether or not it would work and whether or not we'd be able to provide the content for you guys. So, shot, bro, for
no, all good, man.
I can light the fuse on that.
I mean, don't sell yourself short as well. You wouldn't be seeing what we're looking at if it wasn't for this man here. Obviously, you guys know B Productions, Macado Media Works. The man is a genius with a camera. And what you're seeing, especially with this one here, here's a little trade secret. There's only one camera. And it's going to look like there's two cameras. Okay? That, to me, he might be like this.
Maybe.
That's easy. That's easy.
Oh, I don't know.
But to me, I don't have to do any of that stuff. And, for you to come on and just go, yep, here's all the equipment, like the lighting, the cameras, and then your time as well, because you are a busy man.
We're all busy, bro. It's all good.
So it's a team effort, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think, like you said before, we didn't know if anyone was going to listen. I mean, we would be nowhere if anyone didn't listen. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So to you listeners, man,
Yeah.
fucking thank you. Yeah, 100%. I get a real buzz when I walk into the gym and I get feedback on the podcast from you guys. Actually gives me such a buzz. So the feedback, the fact you're listening is fucking massive.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It makes me want to keep going. It makes me feel like, we might actually be doing something good here.
Yeah, no, actually, I can attest to that as well. Both at the gym, but also I did discipline games a couple of weekends ago.
Yep.
And I had an athlete come up to me and say, bro, fuck, your podcast is pretty cool, eh? I listened to it and this is a pretty up there athlete. And I was like, fuck, really?
Who was it?
Yeah, no plug.
Oh. So that one athlete, thanks, bro.
Sure, bro. But it's stuff like that. Like recognition isn't really something. It's not a motivation behind this. It's not. We genuinely just want to have good conversations with cool people that we share common interests with. So for people to show appreciation like that, it's like, fuck.
That's huge, man. It really is, and it means the world. Excuse me. To my boys over in England and Scotland, I can see on the analytics that the UK is getting a few hits. To you boys over there,
They'll be keen on this one.
That's where I grew up. If you didn't know, I don't think I ever touched on that. I was actually born in England, grew up there. A lot of friends over in Scotland, especially. So when I see the UK hitting some hits, I'm just assuming it's you guys. Yeah. So cheers, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'll see you next year.
Yep. No, man's English. I'm Māori.
Yeah. That's why I always look so much lighter on the camera.
We're all having a bit of a laugh before because we're like, we'll put the light up, and Tyler reckons, just get Matt to take his shirt off. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm a lot lighter complexion, but that's okay. I've been known to get sunburnt watching fireworks. I believe that's someone said to me once. I was like, thanks, bro.
Legend. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was Danny Ford episode. I think we touched on some important issues there, and I think that really did resonate with a lot of people talking about some body image issues.
Yeah.
Which is awesome coming from her.
Did you turn my headphones up?
Yeah, I did. I forgot what channel I was on.
That's real loud.
I'm sorry, bro. I was turning mine up. Sweet.
That's sweet. You're not shouting anymore.
This is the stuff that Beef would normally edit out, but he's going to leave it in.
Yeah. This is raw, unfiltered, off the cuff. It's good. What are we drinking here, mate?
Yeah, so we got just Jameson Original. I meant to bring the bottle over because we will need a refill at some point. But Jameson Original. Just whiskey on ice.
I'm not going to lie. Am I cold or am I nervous? I think I'm cold. I'm like shivering.
I don't know, man. I've got the heat pump on. Do you want to put a
cold?
jersey on?
Maybe.
Well, when we...
we'll leave this in. That's fine.
Yeah. At some point, it might edit to him with a jersey on.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. We're not magic. He just... How'd you do that, bro?
Camera magic. Cinema magic.
So, yeah, thank you, Danny, for coming on, touching on some important issues, which is... like we said at the beginning, like we've said in many episodes.
Like 12-year-old boys.
If you don't get that reference, please go listen to it. Honestly.
We're not weird. I just thought touching on sounded funny with that following.
Anyway, so thank you, Danny Ford, again, for coming down out of your way. And it was a really good chat. Please go listen to it, team. That's going to be our running theme as well.
And she's gunning for the games next year, so that's a name to remember.
Coach Tobes.
Coach Tobes.
The one and only. Hey.
I
think it's worthwhile mentioning, I think Tyler said as well before, why we got these guests on. Why we get any guest on is because they're a good athlete. They're well known in the space. Definitely helps. And we do want them to tell their story. Well, I know that's an angle I'm coming from. We want to know more about them as a person, why they have what it takes to become elite, because a lot of people listening to this now do CrossFit. You know how hard it is to be at that level. It's a very like self-driven want to be that level. Takes a lot of your time. So we want to know how they are as a person, what drove them to become the athlete they are.
Yeah, fully. Yeah, I think we have said that from the beginning. It's like we know these people as athletes, but who are you to your core? I don't know if we go that deep, but just more insight into who you are as a person, what makes you tick, and why you are so fucking good at CrossFit.
Yeah. I think just which brings us quite well onto another point. Like, these guys are fucking good at
Really
CrossFit.
good.
Okay, they you cannot take away. How many of us have been watching on screen and gone, oh, I would have held on to that. I wouldn't have broken that up. You have to realize how good these guys at CrossFit. Which brings us on to my point here. We had a thing at the beginning. We were like, well, why don't we need a thing that we can do every episode that people can get behind. And it was actually my partner, Niven, my partner, Niven, okay, who does a lot. She lets us take up this space in my house that she's, I'm sure, thrilled that I get to.
Looking for a studio, if anyone wants to help us out.
It'll happen eventually. But she actually came up with the idea, why don't you get the guests to write a workout and that we will do and the community can get involved in. I know everyone at my gym does it. They have to. It's one of the class workouts every week. And they give us their times. And this puts in perspective how far off the mark we are, I am, a lot of people are. I'll put it in, so episode 1, guest 1, episode number 2 with Bailey Martin. We might put the workout up. It was 21:18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3. Bar facing burpees, thrusters, 42:30, and toaster bar. His time was 12 minutes 20 something.
12:21, I believe. I think.
Okay.
Thereabouts.
Right.
How long did it take you?
Took me 23 minutes to do that workout. Okay. He put 11 minutes on me. And, it's not embarrassing because I know the difference, but that just shows how far off the mark your average CrossFitter is. to these guys. They're amazing athletes. How'd you get on that one? If you're going to call me out.
He put a 25-minute cap on it. We didn't actually get a time cap from Bailey, but he put a 25-minute cap on it for class purposes. At 25 minutes, I was on my round of 15. Now, I'm really unfit at the moment. Not to take it away from...
Fitness is a spectrum. Okay, I'll say that. Fitness is a spectrum.
I don't know what that means. I need to go to the gym more, but... Yeah, I'm not in the best shape. I've definitely been in better shape. I can come up with all the excuses I want, but at the end of the day, that's how it is. But yeah, I got to the round of 15 and was dying.
Yeah, I got a lot of feedback on that one because that's the first workout we had done, and so I said to my gym, I said, "Yeah, we're going to do these workouts every week," and they were pumped. After that one. Not so pumped anymore for these workouts. No. I got a lot of what the fuck was that? And even Jake Douglas did not like the sound of that one.
Yeah. Yes. No, Jake, he was our third guest.
Yeah.
Episode 4.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Can I just say, by the way, that was the cleanest segue I think we've ever done. From Bailey Martin's workout to saying Jake Douglas. It's not so clean anymore. But
we've ruined it, but...
Oh, my God. That blew me away. So Jake Douglas... Yeah, sorry, go on.
It's the small things.
Carry on.
Okay, no more whiskey. Jake, what a guy. So easy to talk to, and he's overcome so much and is still battling day-to-day life with so many responsibilities, so many roles to play for so many different people, to then come and still find the time to be third fittest in Oceania, top 40 in the world, and we're going to see just how high he can climb, and I'm really keen to see what he does at the games next week.
Yep. That's crazy. It's next week.
Yeah. Well, it's this week if you're watching.
Yep. Might have been last week.
Depends what my schedule does.
we don't know when you're watching. Super nice guy.
But yeah, real family man. And the same can be said with the following guest, which is Rogan. Big family man, but it's cool to put that in front of the public's eye. Obviously, Torian Pro and a lot of the media people have touched on it as well. But I wanted that to be a good topic of conversation for both of those men because
and they both lent into it. Jake Douglas, you can tell just from the episode how much he holds his family close to him, and they mean more to him than any CrossFit Games, CrossFit semi-final title is going to mean. He loves that he gets to compete. You can tell that, but it's family first. You could tell that he was gutted that he's still not sure if his family can join him over in Madison.
Young fella.
I hope he can. I hope they can, but obviously it's very hard with the he's saying his young boy. It's gonna be hard to with the travel logistics and that kind of stuff. But you could tell that definitely he would love to have them there watching him. But
as you'd expect, like for anyone. I mean, you want your support crew there no matter what. But yeah, it would be a bit rough on the old lady to be trying to both be a supportive role but also be a mother over there. Yeah. In the chaos that I'm sure is the CrossFit Games. We're gonna go there at some stage.
Oh, I'm sure we will. We'll be paid to go there. The interesting thing with Jake Douglas as well, obviously we're leading up to the CrossFit Games now. A lot of these athletes, if not all of them, head over a couple of weeks in advance to acclimatise to the time difference and the difference in heat, temperatures and that kind of stuff. So that was the first one. We had to navigate the time zones and obviously to get around their training schedule. Obviously, we want to accommodate their time schedule, their schedules, but the fact that he's in Vermont over in America made it very difficult. That they're a day behind and also nighttime when it's morning here type thing. So that was a cool challenge to overcome. Yep.
Bit of logistics there.
Yep.
Trying to tee that one up, but I think we did fine. Really, there's wasn't really any hiccups, to be fair. We just agreed on a time. We all stuck to it and showed up, and
that was good.
And had a good chat and felt very natural. And I mean,
he was easy to talk to.
Like we want to talk mainly to Oceania athletes. Emphasis on the word athletes, doesn't necessarily need to be CrossFit, but definitely want to be highlighting Oceania athletes because we got some talent this side of the world.
We do, man, and it needs more spotlight on it. And it's an argument that has been going on for the last few years now. Why do Oceania only get 3 athletes going through? There's a lot of arguing points, that we don't have that many people entering through the Open. So, just pure mass alone, we only get 3 going through, whereas, America has, numerous semi-final events. But why do they need 12 athletes going through? And I'm not trying to take away anything from those athletes. They're amazing athletes, but it should be a lot more. I mean, even if Oceania had 5 athletes going through, you're going to see a lot more drive coming from this side of the world. Especially when Tia Claire Toomey, she's an Australian, 6 times fittest woman on earth. So when she's competing at semi-finals, especially for those 6 years, you're telling me there's only 2 spots now? Because Tia is going to make it. She's an incredible athlete. And so then you're fighting for 2 spots. And then when Cara Saunders was there, again, you've got athletes going, well, shit, okay, that's 1 and 2 wrapped up.
So third.
So you're telling me you got all these female athletes trying to get 1 spot.
Ellie Turner, Jamie Simmons, Caitlin Van Zyl came 4th this year. She had a dominant performance at Torian.
She was one to watch for sure, and she would do some damage at the games. Like, I'm not trying to say, we know what's best, because we don't. CrossFit's going to do what they're going to do, and we respect that. And again, I'm not taking anything away from the athletes from those other regions. They're amazing athletes in their own as well. But, what?
Yeah, it's easy for us to say because we're extremely biased. Obviously, we live here.
Yeah.
These are our idols, this side of the world. But the same argument can be made for Brazil. 1 spot. Yeah. 1 spot.
Yeah. Why does Guillermo Harris miss out? We know that he is a games athlete. We've seen it year after year. But they only get, that single spot. Just seems a bit. Might actually be 2 spots. Might have to do some research there. It's less than Oceania, I know that much.
Yeah. But anyway, Jake, fucking good luck for the games, man. I hope you're out there smashing it whenever this comes out. But from Jake, we had the infamous Rogan Dean, who had a hell of a story to come through and share with us.
Yeah.
And he's to be a professional rugby league player, have it all snatched away from you, like literally in an instant. It's tough, man. And like we've all of us in this room have been through some mental challenges and shit, and I still couldn't match up what I've been through next to what that guy had to go through, and then where he's gone with that. Fucking hell.
I just couldn't believe, like, the whole chat. He's so upbeat. He's a very
positive
guy, very positive. And, we're talking to him about the accident and, just him. I think you even said it on the podcast. You could see him talking about it, even him reliving that day. He was so positive about it, Like he's almost making a joke out of it, saying, oh, yeah, when I got up, I had a bit of gravel rash thinking, oh, yeah, shit, I got away with that. And then I stood up and I thought, oh, that doesn't look good. Just hearing him talk about it, you're like, mate, how are you so... And it's great to see. But I know, I may have handled that a bit differently. And the ensuing weeks afterwards, he did talk about, he had a bit of tough time not being able to have his family around because of the COVID restrictions in hospital and that kind of stuff. But, but even in that tough times, he internalized it and he said, no, well, if I don't want to feel like this, I need to make these actions, which is I have to get out of hospital. So he said, one by one, took out the antibiotics, the painkillers, the catheter.
Catheter was last.
Yeah. And then he made those steps. So it just shows that, he's very methodical and thinking like, okay, if I don't want to feel like this and I want to get to this and achieve that, I need to do these steps, which I think is really good, and it shows that his mental health, is quite unbreakable. From what we've seen.
Yeah, and I don't know that we dived too much into his upbringing, but I can only assume that the parents and the role models at a very early age had a lot to play in that. Because that's a trending thing I've noticed with a lot of people.
Well, him saying that the toughest thing was not being have his family around him. Yeah, obviously shows that he holds them.
Family's important.
Yeah, he needed them around. For him to feel, at home and safe. So, hell of a story though. Honestly, even if you're not into CrossFit that much, he really picked up CrossFit at the end of 2020.
Yeah, that's a story of triumph. Yeah, more than anything. It's just how can you go to your lowest low and turn it into the best part of your life? I mean, he came second at the CrossFit Games last year. He's headed back this year, and he's got his eyes set on top of the podium, as he should, because he's in phenomenal shape.
Dude's an animal.
Yeah.
Like even
there's been some traps on this show, eh?
If he took the footy field today,
I wouldn't run it straight.
I would not.
Are you running it straight?
Nope. No. We're not talking about that, are we?
Oh, okay. That's not this chat.
We could.
Running it straight, by the way, for our non-Oceania listeners.
Should we do a little Oceania chat section?
I thought you were about to say, should we do a run it straight? I was like, what?
It's coming up.
Have another whiskey, bro.
You do the you carry on your chat. We're going to do a bit of Oceania back and forth chat. What words mean? What are we talking about?
Running it straight.
Yeah, go. Fill them in.
Okay, running it straight is essentially go watch rugby league. That was probably where it started. Or Sonny Bull. Put on a Sonny Bull.
Sonny Bull Williams?
Go search up Sonny Bull Williams highlights. That's a run it straight montage. Basically, you collect the ball off a kickoff. Well, not necessarily off a kickoff, but you get the ball in rugby or rugby league, and you run it straight at your defender and try and run through him while he tries to fold you in half.
No passing, no stepping. So when you're in New Zealand, I don't know if it's too big in Australia. They know what run it straight means. But if you're in New Zealand and you, let's say, have had a few drinks and you are feeling a bit tough, you might say to your mate, run it straight, bro. And there might not even be a ball involved. But
you may just run it straight.
They got to run it at you, and you got to try and put them down. And it's funny. It's funny. So we did make a joke that maybe we should have asked Jake Douglas for a run it straight, but we didn't.
Because that would be a terrible idea.
That man running it at you on a footy field.
Quick story, bit of a tangent. Shout out to TA College, 3rd 15. Yep. We had a game down in Taumaranui, of all places. That's the Wops. And I just remember our first five booting the ball down the field, ended up in the fullback's hand, who then passed it to the winger, which is hard up on the sideline. I don't know what my lazy ass was doing, still recovering from a ruck 3 rucks ago. I was on the wing, and this winger, half my size, a third of my weight, decided to run it straight. I wish someone recorded that. That was the biggest hit of my life. I was like, is this guy seriously going to send it straight at me?
That's fucking
probably good. Right in front of his auntie or something, just folded him in half.
It's probably one of the best feelings.
It feels pretty good, even if he is half your size. Roll him.
Going on that, I know another term that gets thrown around, and I've seen on other podcasts. The Coffee Wods and Pods one. He got confused about this once.
Coffee Pods and Wods.
Coffee Pods and Wods.
You said Coffee Wods and Pods.
So Coffee Pods and Wods. I'll get into him in a minute actually, because he
has helped us out.
He has actually helped us out. But when you hear the word footy coming from an Australia, especially in Australia, it is here in New Zealand as well. But when you hear footy, mate, you know, play some footy.
Footy.
All right, yeah, mate, play some footy. That's the difference between our accents, by the way. Ours sounds good. And no. So when you hear the word footy, they're not actually talking about football, as in Europe, you know, where it makes sense, where you kick the ball with your foot, or in America, football, for some reason, the one where you throw over your arm. When they're saying footy, they mean rugby, mean league or union. So hopefully that clears that up for any international listeners.
It's not AFL. That's called Aussie rules.
Yes, there's another one on the egg-shaped field.
Yeah, where you kick the ball.
Yeah. So
I don't know how to play.
Yeah, there's 3 different styles. You got rugby union. Anyone who's from New Zealand, Australia,
does anyone care about this
right
chat?
now is going,
should we just
fucking know. All right, anyway, when you hear footy, okay, they're talking about rugby, all right? Anyway, sweet. Hope we cleared those things up.
So, yeah, Rogan, footy legend.
Yeah.
Now CrossFit legend.
The coffee pods and wads.
Nailed it.
Peter, Irish guy, watched it. Really good podcast, by the way. I reached out to him when we did our first episode. Wasn't too sure how to go about things, and like quick as you like, got back to me, gave me so much feedback on like what to do, where to go, how to attract guests, that kind of stuff. And then even just the other day, last week, messaged me out of the blue saying, "Hey, like I've seen that your podcast is actually getting some listeners and some people on there, and you just want to say well done. Like, you know, this is the hardest part. Just keep grinding on it." So, you know, he didn't need to do that. And to me, you know, looking at the CrossFit podcast world, you've got Barbell Spin, Savan podcast, and then the Coffee Pods and Wads. Those are the 3 big ones. So for him to take some time out of his day and give us some advice, trying to start things off, really appreciate that.
Yeah, big time. Like you said, he does not need to take time out of his day to communicate with us, help us, or in any way, shape, or form. We're not giving away the trade secrets just yet. DM us, maybe.
Yeah.
But nah, just really helpful tips that have worked, definitely.
Yeah.
In terms of our content, attracting guests, conducting the podcast. It's big ups to Peter.
Yeah, Peter. Pretty sure that's his name.
Yeah,
Irish guy.
Didn't message me. It's fine.
It's all right. Guest number 4, Rogan Dean. Guest number 5,
Mr. James Newbury. Our latest episode.
Yeah, it's the one that's just come out.
At present. Mate, what a chat.
Guy can talk, man. And
he can talk.
Like,
but it's
want to listen.
Yeah.
You want to listen. First of all, probably the most high profile guest we've had come on. And that one blew me away. I honestly threw that one out into the atmosphere thinking, look, if this can be a home run or a no-hitter. Yeah, I can speak American sport too. Don't worry. And
like to put into context how much this actually meant to Matt. Obviously, I really wanted to chat with James Newbury, but for Matt, he's like, I think he messaged me after the fact. He's like, I messaged James, by the way, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, that's not happening. And then he calls me out of the blue. Like, he doesn't call me. He calls me and he just says, check Instagram. And I was like, what? And he's like, check your notifications. And it's James in the DM saying, yeah, bro, let's do it. Yeah. And he's like, let's fucking go. Like, the energy was unreal. And I'm gonna call you out. After the fact, he tells me, he's like, was I real nervous? Was I real awkward on that? And I was like, no. Why? And he's like, bro, I just had to keep calling myself out. Like, I'm fucking talking to James Newbury.
Yeah. Honestly, man, like every 15 or 20 minutes, I caught myself just looking at the screen and just, bro, fucking pull it together, man. Like, you're hosting a podcast, but you've got James Newbury, and like, because I've been watching CrossFit forever, man. He's one of the He's not one of the OGs, but he's been there since 2016. Man, what a guy.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, bro. Really good chat. Informative chat. Talking about veganism and plant-based plant-based diets. A lot more on like just being yourself as well.
Yeah.
Obviously he's massive on.
Fully. And this isn't in relation to our podcast, but he did touch base on right at the start of the episode that he was at the premiere for Don't Wait, of a documentary by Alice Cady. That is available on YouTube. I would encourage everyone to go and watch that.
Yeah, we'll whack a link to that, 100%. Alice Cady did that one, didn't they? Yeah. You right? What?
No, I was looking at Tyler.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, and I'll box for fucking up the intro on that one.
Oh, the James. Oh.
It was quite funny though. We recovered. If you listen to it, it's a little
Did
choppy. Oh, come on.
You're the man at editing. I'll give you that. And you can't notice, but when James Newbury came on, Beef had an intro ready. By the way, nailed it. If you watch the podcast, nails it, right? But like we record the podcast, so let's say I'll give you an example. Like the laptop's here, where we're talking to our guest, and the camera's over it, pointing at us, and if you're just listening to this, go watch it and you'll see what I did just then. So we had our camera recording. So he's doing his big intro, amazing intro, bigging James Newbury up, going through all his accolades, all his businesses, and then like I'm giving it a clap. Even I was like, I haven't heard that one. That's good. James is giving it the big ins, and then all of a sudden, Beef just reaches over. Shit. Hadn't pressed record on
the Zoom call.
So we couldn't hear anything James was saying. Nothing was getting recorded through that. So we thought, we'll run it back. We'll do that intro again. James was like, yep, sweet as, no worries. I want to hear it again anyway.
Oh, no.
So we should release that because that will be recorded.
Nah.
Beef forgets everything he's just learned.
A blubbering, stuttering mess, changing words.
It was crack up. And I just had to come in and be like, yep, it's James Newbury. So we spliced the one that you saw was from the camera, and then the reaction
was a secondary reaction.
So
yeah, luckily
Beef's very good at his job. And you might have noticed a certain glitch in the edit, but barely.
Hey, we're only 6 episodes in.
Exactly.
Chill out.
We're still learning. And then going on to that 6th episode, we managed to pull a bit of a, wouldn't call it a sponsorship. It is a sponsorship, I guess. Partnership with LSKD.
Yeah.
You'll see us wearing their gear on every episode. My gym's got a affiliate partnership with them, so use a lot of their apparel anyway, and reached out to them. Again, my partner reached out to them. She does a lot behind the scenes. Yeah. Reached out to them. She's just walked in as well, actually. We've got an audience for this one team. Yeah.
High stakes, eh?
Yeah.
But just on that, like, we genuinely enjoy LSKD's clothes. Their gear is... That's the timer.
Do you want to give it?
I got it.
Yeah, we're on.
I'm a professional.
All right. Action.
Fuck. Yeah. I would like to actually say that we do genuinely enjoy LSKD's apparel. We've probably done a review by now on the gear that they sent through, but honestly, we could have done that review 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Been using their gear for a long time. It is by far the most comfortable gear, and I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up their ass because they sent us some shit. Like, genuinely really good gear, and we've been using it long before they got in conversations with us, and I think I want to carry that on with any sort of sponsorship or anything that we bring on. Is you can you will know that we genuinely enjoy the products. Like, we're not going to go boasting companies that we don't support because we don't use it or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've had, not many, but we've had our company approach us and, you know, they've said, like, you know, like there's monetary values and that kind of stuff. And we said no, because the thing is that this isn't to make money. Like, we both have our own businesses. If it does make money, I'm not going to say no to it. Don't get me wrong. But LSKD outfit us. They send us apparel to wear, review, and to promote their gear. But the thing is that our values align. I guess you could say that they're big on that as well. You know, values, and that a documentary that they've just released aligns hugely with what we're doing. You know, touching on mental health and you know, it's okay to not be okay. And that kind of stuff.
But also breaking down the stigma. Those are some high-profile athletes they have on that documentary. And it's like, hang on, these people have been to those dark places. Like the rest of us, it really humanizes the people that we idolize. And, you know, a lot of them, you know, they might have an Instagram or something. That's a highlight reel. We all know that's a highlight reel. Yeah. Sometimes people are a little bit virtuous and they post their hard times if they're comfortable in doing that, which is really cool. But for the most part, socials is just a highlight reel. We're only going to show you the good stuff. Yeah. And for them to be comfortable in being vulnerable with the world, because it's not, you know, a couple hundred listeners. It's a huge scale for them to come out and just talk through what they went through, what it's like, and how they came out the other side. And I related to a lot of it. So that was important. I just plugged that because I wanted to, not because...
Yeah, it's not just because LSKD are helping us out, but, you know, they want to do good things in the space, and they are doing good things in the space, which I think is massive. But anyway, going forward from that, that was massive. It is pretty cool to have a company that you've already supported to say, yep, like, we'd love to help you out, and this is what we can do to help you out. And it does feel pretty cool. And, you know, and doing stuff for that, like, for me personally, I'm not a kind of a content creating kind of guy. So, you know, we did like a little funny video, but for me to get behind a camera, this I can enjoy because I like talking to people, and I want to hear people's stories, and I can hold a conversation. But, you know, when Beef puts a camera in my face and says, like, do this, it might be funny, I don't react well to that.
That was a genuine reaction, him saying, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. It's not... I do want to get better at that kind of stuff, and, like, being behind the camera is pretty cool. Like, I've gotten better at that. I think we said on the first episode, you shot an advert for the gym. Like, that took... Was that 30-second video?
That is... No, it's 1 minute 36. So 90 seconds. Yeah. It took us genuinely like 3.5 hours to record.
Yeah.
He had, like, maybe 25 seconds of screen time.
Yeah. I had a script written out and everything, and I just could not... I was nervous. I couldn't stop laughing. I was so worried about what my mates would say, which is a huge thing for me. I'm always worried about what people would like. And it's not like in a bad way. They just take the piss out of me or that kind of stuff. And when really they don't care. And I know they don't care.
It's just banter.
But it's always in the back of my mind. So even with that LSKD video, I didn't want to do some things because I was like, nah, like, I'd laugh at me. So they're laughing at me. But, you know, I'll slowly get better at that kind of stuff.
And I can commend you. You're already getting better. And even commend us on this. Like, I don't know if you can tell from now to the first episode, we were really out of our comfort zone. And
100%.
Hearing our own voice, we can hear what's coming through the microphone and only what's coming through the microphone. If I move away, you can't hear me speaking anymore. But hearing our own voice and being behind the camera I was fine with, but hearing my own voice I was not. So we've come a long way in that respect, and well, I think we have anyway.
Oh, 100%. We're constantly getting feedback. One of my friends the other day said with the James Newby one, he said it's the first episode he's listened to, and he hasn't actually gone, oh, that's my mate's podcast. He just genuinely thought he was listening to a podcast, which was really good feedback. So if you're listening to this one, Aaron, cheers. It was good feedback.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks, bro. That's pretty cool.
I had a good point there. The talking behind a
Did ya?
microphone.
Sorry.
Talking behind a microphone. Just real quick. That was surreal. Because you know how to talk. You've grown up your whole life having conversations with friends. As soon as you know you're being recorded, you just forget how to talk, man. It is the most unreal. Well, it was for us anyway, but it was the most unreal experience.
Fully.
Yeah, we did a couple of test pilot ones.
Might release those one day. It's quite funny.
I don't know if we still have them. Might have deleted them.
I've still got them.
Oh, okay, so coming soon.
Yes. But
We'll try.
Anyway.
I think we'll try to wrap that up pretty soon. 50 minutes.
should we bring it back to the yarns? These workouts, yeah, I think you already said it.
Yeah.
Just put into perspective how fit these people are, man. Holy shit.
Should we go over the workouts?
Yeah, right. Well, we've gone over Bailey's.
Yeah. Well, you can take. I talked about Bailey's.
Okay.
Talk us through Danny's, mate.
So,
Because you had a story with that one. You didn't do it.
oh yeah, I didn't do it. It was shit. So Danny's was 5 rounds, 400 meter run, 30 toes to bar,
Yep.
400 meter run, 20 pull-ups, 400 meter run, 10 bar muscle-ups. In my current state, gymnastics, no. So not gutted I missed that one, but I was watching Danny and Matt take it on and
Yeah.
sat behind a camera. It did not look very fun. There was a bit of frustration looking up at the clock, realizing that you're not going to make it and going, what the fuck?
It was unreal. I'll talk you through that one. So, yeah. When she was explaining it, she said at the beginning, 5 rounds. I was like, okay, sweet as. And she went through the list. And I was like thinking about it. And it took me a second to remember she said 5 rounds. And what?
You see it, actually.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, you're like, oh, yeah, wait, 5 rounds.
Wait, 5 rounds of that?
Yeah.
You said you were going to be nice. Do you know,
It's nice.
How much fucking running is that?
That'll be easy.
Oh, shut up, Danny. It's unreal. And we'll touch on it more on Jake Douglas because he actually said the words. But they're such high-level athletes. And I know that these workouts are doable because this is the thing about CrossFit. Anyone can do any workout. You know, how fast you do it is a different story. And, you know, how scaled you make it is another story. But you can do these workouts. So it's not like we're sitting there going, we can't do them. But when they rattle off a workout and they say it'll take me this time, you have to take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, when I heard 5 rounds, I just knew that it was just a running workout. You're going to be running a lot.
Put it this way, you have 5 8s is 40.
6Ks, wasn't it?
No, I'm just thinking, overall, you've got 8 minutes to complete each round. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes,
8-minute rounds. Yes.
Yep. You have 8 minutes to complete each round. Each round has 1.2 kilometers worth of running. It takes me 5.5 minutes to run 1 kilometer. When was I going to do the gymnastics?
Yeah, it was. So what ended up happening is we made an informed decision that we were going to make it a partner workout. We said to Danny, like, that could be a good partner workout. And she said, yeah, it might be a mean partner workout. So we turned it into a partner workout, 40-minute cap. You still did the running, but you synchronized the gymnastics.
No, you shared the gymnastics.
So you shared the gymnastics. So 30 became 15 each, 20 became 10 each, 10 became 5 each on the respective movements. Still did not finish that one. We got to the last round, did the first 400 meter run in that round and got time capped. Yeah, so it was an interesting one.
Yeah,
got through that one. Thanks, Danny, for that one. I think the reasons behind her making that one was
it's stuff she could do.
With
her back injury.
Yeah. She had a back injury. She could run. She could do gymnastics. And yeah, she certainly did that.
Yep.
Guest number 3, Jake Douglas. So yeah, this one I want to say first and foremost. We said, yeah, we'll get you to write us a workout, and he said, yep, so he does. He said, oh, how hard do you want it to be? And we explained to him Bailey Martin's one. And, even he was like, whoa, fuck, I won't make it that hard. And he goes, nah, you were right, boys. 40-minute EMOM. Instantly, I'm like, this has to take 40 minutes now. So you've got no...
But like, at least when I hear EMOM, I'm like, I can do an EMOM.
Yeah.
Because it's usually achievable EMOM goals.
Yeah. He said that. And he said out loud, he goes, no, it's not that bad.
So it was a 40-minute EMOM?
Yep. Cool.
No, it's not bad, right?
I believed you, Jake. He looked into my eyes.
No, it's not that bad. I should clip that and just chuck it right here.
Cool.
No, it's not bad, right?
Cool.
No, it's not bad, right?
Cool.
It's not bad, right?
He goes, it's just a little blowout.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he did this when he got to Vermont from traveling from Australia, just as a blowout. Yeah, get over the jet lag, have a bit of a sweat up, just move, and we were moving.
So minute 1 was a 15-calorie assault bike. He said echo bike, but we use assault bikes at the gym. So 15 calories on that. We went 12 for females. Minute 2 was alternating each round. So your first round through was 15 GHDs. On the second round through, minute 2 became a 50
foot
Yeah.
overhead.
50-foot overhead walking lunge, so 15 meters. And if you're not using freedom units, if you're in the rest of the world, meters, 15 meters, 7.5 out, 7.5 back. Okay, 15-meter overhead walking lunge with 1 dumbbell. And then minute 3 was max meters running. So we don't have assault runners at the gym. We just shuttle run. So it was max shuttle run, again, 15 meters, 7.5 out, 7.5 back. Minute 4 was rest. So you did get a program rest in there, but doing it I'll admit I did this workout twice.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was on the assault bike, 15 calories. He said for them they had to hold a certain wattage, which was over 500 watts.
550.
Over 550 watts. I did that for 5 rounds, but it just became like the lunge became too hard. I couldn't go straight into it, and I was just getting so close to the minute. I was finishing it. So then I made the decision. I did 5 rounds as prescribed, and then I went the last 5 rounds, 12 calories at whatever watts I could get. And then I could do the rest relatively well, and I wanted to keep the shuttle run consistent. I didn't want that to drop off. I didn't want to sacrifice walking on my shuttle run just to get those calories on the bike. How did you find that one, man?
Yeah, I much the same, scaled heavily. Obviously with my back injury, GHDs were a no-go, so I literally just did sit-ups. But yeah, I went 3 rounds, 15 calories at 550 watts or above.
Yep.
And same thing, I couldn't get I was getting the lunges finished, but I was just like, holy shit, to the point that I was then walking the shuttle. You called me out on it. Well, not called me out, but you're like, just scale the other ones because you shouldn't be walking the runs, which is fair point. So I did just that. So I tried to do 10 calories at 550 watts, and I think I did that for 1 round because I went straight into lunges straight after that.
Yep.
And I was like, I ain't doing that either. So I ended up doing 10 calories at whatever watts, same thing.
Yep.
But even that dropped further, and I went to 8 calories, and it was still taking me 40 seconds.
Yep.
Bit of a shakeout straight into lunges or sit-ups. So it was tough, man.
It was definitely hard, yeah.
It was definitely a blowout.
I think that's a good point there that, these workouts are games level athletes giving them to us, but you can scale it back to whatever.
Like you said, anyone can do it.
Anyone can do it. Just switch your expectation and make it appropriate, and you can have the same power output, but for you. Hard looks different from person to person. Okay, you cannot compare how Jake Douglas sees that workout to how we see that workout.
Yeah.
I redid that workout the next day, and because it was a class workout, so I thought, I'll jump in there. But I decided I wasn't going to touch the assault bike. I was going to do the calories on the rower, the bike erg, and the ski, and just rotate that round. I managed to hold. I didn't worry about any watts or anything like that. I managed to hold 15 calories every round, and I got more meters on my run.
Oh yeah.
So I was able to hold the calories like I couldn't on the assault bike, and I had to drop to 12, and I got more meters ran. So that workout was solely about the assault bike, in my opinion.
And if it's an ego thing, let it go, man. I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
You know, in some of the videos, you may not see me doing a movement. It's probably because I didn't do it. And that's just me. Like, I've got limitations at the moment. Or not limitations, but my body can only do so much at the moment. Even I learned that the hard way right from the get-go with Bailey's workout, trying to do toes to bar. I'm not built for toes to bar right now, and that's fine. I know I can do them. I've done plenty in the past. And I know I can get back there. But it's a matter of right now, that's not for me. And even today, we did James Newbury's workout. I should have scaled 25 toes to bar, probably to 15.
Yeah.
Because
or even just going to a knee raise, just staying. And I think that's just on another tangent. I know we're getting pretty long on this one, but, people, and I hear it constantly still, I'm not fit enough to go to CrossFit. It's like that myth should be so squashed by now. Like, how are we still talking about that? And if you go to a CrossFit gym, I actually heard one of the members, I won't call him out, but he said, I really feel like there's a lot of people here that should build their fitness up before they come here. I nearly wanted to end his membership right there and then, because you should not be, your hard looks very different to someone else's hard. Okay. It's the coach's job to scale everyone that comes in. So first of all, let them do that. If you can do something at the intensity you can, and you see someone else doing the same thing but it looks slower, they're pushing just as hard as you. Okay, you're just at different levels of your fitness. So that whole myth of you should be a little bit fit before you do CrossFit is completely bullshit. Go to your nearest affiliate. Hopefully it's mine. Sign up. Now go to your nearest affiliate. You will get fit doing CrossFit. Okay, you might not look like what they look like at the CrossFit Games, but they all started at the same spot you're starting. Okay, your hard looks different to someone else's hard, and I think that's what everyone should, keep in the back of their mind.
Handy.
Got a bit wound up there.
So that was Jake's WOD.
Yeah, Rogan Dean was next.
Rogan Dean. Another movement I can't do, peg boards. That is a very niche. I'm going to say it's a very niche movement. Most affiliates have a pegboard, and I never see them get used. But no, it was a pretty cool challenge nonetheless. 3 peg boards. I'll just run through the workout. 3 peg boards. Ooh, I've forgotten.
30-second rest.
30-second rest. Sled pull.
Nah.
That was last day.
10 bar muscle ups.
Bar muscle ups. Yep. 20-second rest. And then a 100-foot sled pull, which is 30 meters.
Yeah.
3-minute rest. And I can't do the peg boards. I can't do the muscle ups. And as far as...
Hold on. Sorry about that, team. If you're watching that, the camera just died, but you would have heard of the audio. So we'll just carry on. Rogan Dean's workout. Take it away.
Yeah, Rogan Dean's workout. So very challenging one, very niche skills. Like I was saying, peg boards are in about every single affiliate, but I never see them get used. Yep. But the workout was 3 peg boards, 30-second rest, 10 bar muscle ups, 20-second rest, and a 100-foot, so 30-meter sled pull at the semifinals weight.
Yeah,
which
so
we believe was 60.
We put 3 20s on there, 60 plus the weight of the sled, which is I think 15 kgs, so 75.
Yeah, so bit of a sled pull. Very niche movements. I can't do bar muscle ups at the moment, and I've never done a peg board in my life, so I scaled that one back. Obviously, plus we did this in threes, and there was only one pegboard and there was only one sled, so we just started on different movements. I started with the sled pull, which is about the only one I can do. I was still wary though because of my back. Again, don't push your limits and injure yourself. It's not worth it.
Yeah, 100%.
So I was wary, but I did the sled pull and then had my rest, and then I went back to the top, which is pegboard. So I did strict pegboard chin-ups. Even that was challenging because I'm not used to holding that way.
Yep.
And did 10 strict pull-ups instead of bar muscle-ups. So yeah, that was tough. Lucky for me, the other two were doing the full RX workout. Oh,
That was Paddy. No, who was the third we had?
Danny.
Yeah, Danny just didn't do pegboards. She did the pegboard pull-ups.
Yeah. So the other two were doing the full RX movement, and that allowed me a little extra rest, which was nice. And but yeah, still super challenging workout. Very niche skills, but skills just highlights that that's a part of my game that I need to improve on, which is the beauty of CrossFit, is that there's always something for you to work on. Always.
100%. Real grip burner. Found that out. The rest between rounds was good. You reset. But every time I got back, so I went the pegboards, I did the 3 pegboards, the 10 bar muscle ups. Every time I got to that sled, on the return journey, so we're 15 meters out, 15 meters back, and on the back 15 meters, I found I was really having to put everything into that pull to get that sled to move, my forearms. And the next day, the day after, cheers Rogan, that really got the forearms cooking, man. But it was good. It was a different stimulus, which I liked. You weren't completely gassed. You were a little bit after the sled pull. We had 3 minutes rest and you got to go back. But different stimulus, high skill, and just real muscle fatigue. So, it was good for a bit of a change.
As far as times go, like I said, plenty of rig, but only one pegboard, one sled. So we basically, our 3 minute rest started from whoever finished last, which is why I got extra rest.
Yeah.
So didn't really get a time for that one, but no, it was challenging for sure.
Yeah, it's a good workout just for a bit of a skill piece to put in your programming.
Yeah.
Set aside 20, 30 minutes. Should be able to get it done. If you're a games athlete, 8 minutes. Should be sweet as.
9 minutes. 6 minutes of rest.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, no worries, man. And then
our final workout we did today.
James Newberry.
Yes.
Froths a run, I believe. This is our man James.
Froth's Fitness. That guy.
We'll say Bailey Martins and Jake Douglas's and Rogan Dean's all came off of their programming. Obviously, they're ramping up for the games, and it was easier for them to just take a piece off their training program and go have a crack at this. Danny Ford made hers up, and then James Newberry made his up on the spot. He had nothing prepared, and he said, "All right, sweet. Well, now's the time. We're gonna, ask for the workout." And he goes, "Sweet as. Let me think." And he came up with this on the spot. 4 rounds, 400-meter run, 15 deadlifts, 80 kgs for males, 55 for females. If you need that into pounds, just Google it. And then 25 toes to bar. 4 rounds. Let me tell you, that workout is all about the toes to bar. That's 100 toes to bar by the end.
Yeah, like I said, I should have scaled back the reps or the movement to a knee raise. I was on the 3rd round and I was doing my last 400-meter run. But fun fact, it's going to get a little gross if you can't handle it. Shush. We did round 1. Oh, no, sorry. I got to take it way back.
Yep.
I drove over today, midday, and didn't have any lunch and was starving. So I stopped in at the old sushi, just to grab a pack of sushi. Came back here and ate it. And then it was like 2:30 at that stage when I finished eating.
Yeah, we're having a little brainstorm meeting,
Mm.
which dragged on.
Bit of a brief, and then about 3:05, he had to coach at 4. We're like, oh, I should probably go to the gym, eh?
Yeah.
So we kicked off the workout at 3:30. So I've had an hour for my food to digest. Hammered out round one. Round one was fine. 400-meter run was sweet. Deadlifts, piece of piss. Like, I'm still strong. I just don't have the engine for the cardio at the moment. And gymnastics is a bit harder because I'm a bit heavier. But I went straight singles. I was like, I'm going to go singles on the toaster bar. Did just that. Carried out the plan perfectly. About, I want to say, the 17th rep on the toaster bar, I realized that every time I come off the bar, I'm just real heavy, real abrupt, and was upsetting my stomach just a touch. And on the second 400-meter run, probably every 4th or 5th step, I was doing a little, a bit of a burp in the mouth, and all I could taste was soy sauce. And bro, I was like, okay, that's shit. No one wants to taste soy sauce mid-workout. Anyway, get back, do my deadlifts. Those are fine, but I'm still kind of a little, and went back to singles. Still did 25 reps. Got through those reps, but I want to say rep 12, I was like, nah, this is not it. And the bro came in the door, Tamaho. And what do we do when the bro comes in the door? I'm all good. I'm
on a show.
Fucking sweet. Let's go. I'm fresh as. So ego, there you go. Let it go. And carried out the rest of my reps. Did it probably a little bit faster than I needed to, given my current state. And finished my toaster bar. Went out to the grass. Held it in for as long as I could. I just needed Matt to finish his last run, get back in the gym. I waited for him to go back inside. There's no one else outside, and I ran to the corner.
Did you actually have a spew?
Yeah, bro. I was battling, man. The last 10 reps on those toaster bar, I nearly threw up in your gym, mate.
Because I remember you saying, I nearly had a spew.
Yeah, that's because people were around.
Oh, you're not the first person, man. You won't be the last. That's funny, man. That is funny.
Yeah.
I have a little. There's a fellow at the gym. We sort of have a little banter between winning workouts and that kind of stuff. Matty T, if you're listening, hell of an athlete, hell of a footy player, by the way. Footy, we know what that means now. Up the lines, TA Sports, get in.
How tap, Claire? What's good?
He doesn't come to our gym anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck hell tap.
Mount Marlins.
Anyway, we're getting a bit off track here. We were a little back and forth, winning workouts per week and that kind of stuff. And he had a time of 18:21, somewhere there. It took me 19:40s. He put a minute and minute and 20 seconds on me. And that man can run, by the way. Really good at running. I think the deadlifts and toes bar were fairly even. I held on for maybe bigger sets, but he was finishing his run in maybe, minute 40, minute 45. Consistently. It was taking me between 2 to 2 minutes 10 for my runs. So I just couldn't make up that time at all.
And there goes the light.
Man, it's a light cut out. All right.
Unreal.
We're getting there, team. So yeah, Matty T beat me by 20 seconds that one. But yeah, I just say I couldn't hack the run pace. So I was getting in, I was doing my deadlifts, 8-7, and I was doing my toes bar real well. I went 8-7, 5-5, which I was glad I was holding on to that kind of pace. But yeah, when I was out in the run, I think I had a bit of a stronger headwind. So I was having to put bit more energy into my run. But, I just could not. I was, 20 to 30 seconds off of his pace every round on the run. And,
the justification on the man, eh? Fucking hell.
Matty, he beat me fair and square, bro. Okay.
There he is. Thank you.
So
I was also outside while he was running. No headwind. I was walking. I would have felt a headwind.
So just coming up, future episodes, can we just stop the runs for a bit? So that takes us up to episode 6, which is the most recent episode we've recorded before we've done this one. There might be another episode that we release before this one. We're not too sure. We've got Emily DeRoy coming on
Tomorrow.
Yep. Which is going to be amazing.
Another athlete headed to the games, making a rookie appearance. It's going to be a good chat.
Yeah. It's I can't wait. And I can't wait to see what else is going to happen. We've got some cool things that we want to go over. We want to do an event series. We said it on episode 1, putting a spotlight on the events this side of the world. There's some really cool events. You've got the NZ CrossFit Champs. You've got NZ Nationals. You've got, over in Australia, the Down Under Championships. Obviously, you've got Torian Pro. There's Turf Games as well.
Discipline Games events, Mekong Madness.
Yeah.
Fucking who knows.
Yeah. Between the two countries, over here in Oceania, there's so much to offer, and I just feel like it's so untapped.
Yeah.
They're two beautiful countries as well. To put a spotlight on this area, we have high-level athletes. We have competitions.
Up the Chiefs.
We have footy. We have great competitions. Why can't we have a bit more spotlight on what we're doing? That's what I'm trying to say.
I think part of it is just someone willing to make the effort, take the time, with no reward in sight. Like we said, we're happy to do this because we like doing it. It's not about making money. But no,
you want to pay us? DM for them bank deeds.
Yeah, it's a very nonchalant end of the world. Like, we're very laid back.
Nonchalant? Who are you?
Ooh, yes, sir. We're very laid back people, and
100%. We try not to swear.
Oh, some slang for you, Siebes.
Oh,
you want to explain Siebes?
Siebes. So it comes from CBF, which is can't be fucked. So when you hear fucking Siebes, bro, just can't be fucked.
Yeah. Should we record a pod next week?
Siebes, bro.
Siebes. That's very much the attitude around here. So, like I said, it may just be that someone just needs to make the effort.
Yeah.
And we're happy to do that.
I'm sorry I know I wasn't very onto it at the beginning, but I've tried now. I do swear a lot. We do swear a lot this side of the world. It's just becomes part of the.
I don't think we need to apologize.
I'm not sorry. I'm not saying sorry for that.
Okay.
I'm just saying look out for it, because we're not trying to, be dicks or anything like that. It's just part of the vocabulary this side of the world.
To be put bluntly, if you don't like it, there's plenty of other podcasts you can listen to.
Not as good as this one though.
Siebes.
We got to end it here.
Okay, now we're just going to stop being dickheads.
Thank you so much, man. Members at the gym for the feedback. Getting involved. Community getting involved with these workouts. Letting us know, what you think of each episode. I can't thank you guys enough. You already make my dream come true of being an affiliate owner. And, supporting me on this as well was great. Appreciate it. Every single listener out there, who doesn't come to my gym.
Stepdad. Who else?
I don't think my mum listens to this.
Oh, stink. No.
Andrea, what are you doing? Also, big shout out. I do coaching. I do S&C coaching for the Hamilton boys rowers. And I know a couple of them listen to this.
They listen?
Okay. Corbin, Jack, I know you two out there listening.
Oh, shout out to, who was the young chick in the gym the other day?
Hey?
After...
Hold on, bro.
Hockey.
I'll finish this shout out, eh?
Oh.
We can do alternate shout outs.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Corbin and Jack. Beef hates you. The boys over there, Hamilton boys. Thanks for supporting this. Hey, Marty Cup. It's happening. It's happening. Don't let me down, boys. I think Beef had a shout out. Not too sure.
What's Mighty Cup? No. That's rowing for anyone who just got
Not the
upset.
rowers.
For anyone who just got butthurt. You know who you had? Soccer team,
Football team.
football team. Soccer.
Every guest that comes on and calls it soccer, just know I die a little bit inside.
He's English. He's English.
It's football.
It's
You kick
very-
a ball with your...
It's very personal. Yeah, I played soccer at school once,
So the TA College First 11 came through for a little training session.
and one of them stuck around afterwards.
Yeah, she's actually a member at the gym.
Yeah.
Ando. We'll call her Ando.
Ando.
Holly.
Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quite again another surreal moment. I was there obviously because we'd probably just filmed a podcast and we were about to do the workout. And she introduced herself and I was like, "Hi, oh yeah, I'm Brandon." She's like, "Oh yeah, I listened to the podcast," and I was like, "Oh shit, like, oh okay,
Big
so
time
you
beef.
know me."
Big time beef.
All right, where's my blue tick? No more whiskeys. Okay, we're going to bed. Sleep.
Yeah, a few more thank yous. Another member at the gym.
Oh my god. People want to go home.
I know,
bro.
man. Oh, fuck, they don't care. I'm just driving along. Danny, young Danny, for jumping in, saving this guy
Yeah,
when he
actually, shout
can't
out
work
Danny.
out.
With a real
Phenomenal
MVP.
athlete. Look out for her at NZ CrossFit Jams. Shout out my other athletes.
Anyone else, bro?
Oh,
Shout out to Eddie who comments on all our stuff.
it's hard. I want to say thank you to fucking everyone, man.
Yeah,
This is something we've wanted to do, and you guys are making it happen. If you stuck around this far, we're an hour 21 on that screen. Thank you for sticking around.
Oh, God.
Thanks to Niv. Let me use my house, your house, the house.
Yeah.
We'll get a space soon.
Yep.
Okay, let's wrap this up, man.
Signing off. Beef and Matt signing off.
I press this button, and magic happens.
Later, Bob.